In stage 2, we add the kick itself, the body defense and the kick. The body defense and the kick. It's important to note that this type of stab is delivered with a bent arm. It's also delivered from a relatively low position. This allows Michael to kick when the knife is low to a high position target. Michael's reach in his legs will be longer than the bent arm of the attacker. In this next scenario, we deal with the knife attack, where the attacker is issuing a straight stab and covering distance. The distance between the defender and the attacker here is quite a considerable distance. Enough distance, in fact, so that the defender can defend with a long-range front kick that stops the attack in its place. It interferes with the attacker's ability to actually issue the entire attack. Wade will now demonstrate. In this next scenario, we deal with the kicking defense against a straight stab. Notice the distance between the attacker and the defender, the relatively long distance that the attacker must cover in order to reach the intended target. As the attacker comes forward, we offer a rising front kick to the center line of the attacker's body. This will stop the attack in its place, interfere with the progress forward of the attacker, stopping him at a distance where the knife cannot reach our body. Notice also how the defender leans back to remove the vulnerable parts of his body away from the area while still sending a long-range front kick forward. From this position, the target area, the impact area, on the attacker's body will vary between the timing between the kick and the distance that's being closed. The kick could be offered to the groin area, to the solar plex area, to the throat area, to the face area. It's offered to the center line. Whatever is leaning forward will receive the kick. The kick itself is something between a leg lift and a snapping front kick to ensure the greatest distance and the longest distance possible with the greatest power to stop the attack in its place. In another situation, he is able to advance to close distance to stop the attacker before the knife stab itself can be developed. And it is also possible for him to be in a fight, realizing there's a knife, and to make this defense from a fighting position. In addition, we'll now look at this exercise from various angles with a follow-up counterattack. We now view this defense in slow motion. Look at the timing between the beginning of the stab and the beginning of the defense. The leg is longer than the arm, even with the knife in the hand of the attacker. The timing is such, as soon as we see movement from the attacker, we move with our longer range defense. We are basically attacking with our defense. If we are wearing hard shoes, like a work boot or other type boot, we can kick with our toes. If we are working in softer type shoes, like tennis shoes, we would kick with the ball of the foot at a 45-degree angle. Notice also how Wade's body leans back in order to avoid further any contact with the blade. Of course, additional counterattacks can be made where appropriate. And notice how Wade retreats. It is possible to retreat in order to pick up another object, like a chair that may offer us some measure of defense, or it's possible to retreat entirely from the scene as is appropriate.
The next technique is another excellent solution to defending against a straight stab, again from a distance. So the attacker holds the knife and stabs straight. But he starts his attack from a distance. He closes in while he's attacking. Let us see first the type of attack that we are talking about. So the attacker moves in and stabs. He stabs to a higher part or midsection. Michael will demonstrate now the technique, the solution. As Wade is attacking with a straight stab, advancing forward, Michael is bailing out. He's moving his body diagonally sideways and forward a little bit to move his body, especially the torso, from the line of attack. As he's doing this, he's delivering a roundhouse kick to the midsection or groin of the opponent, immediately followed by a side kick to the knee of the forward leg. After the two kicks, Michael is ready to counterattack again or to bail out, to move out from the danger zone. Your roundhouse can meet the groin or the solar plexus. We demonstrate now the technique in its learning stages. Michael first will just bail out from the danger line, from the danger zone. Note the angle of his advance diagonally forward. Note at his right hand coming to the opposite side of the neck in order to eliminate any threat that may come to this direction, and also for other uses such as controlling the opponent's hands after the kick. The second stage will be to continue with a kick. So now this is our major move. Bail out and kick. And now we do the whole technique using the second kick also. The second kick can be utilized only if the opponent's leg is close to you. We hope you enjoyed the tape. We are sure that you learned from it. In the future tape of the series, dealing with knife attacks, we'll be presenting you with other problems and other solutions. We're presenting you also with various knife threats, not just knife stabs, and how to deal with this type of attacks when they're coming from all directions. If someone is by your side attacking you or threatening you from behind, etc. Another thing that is important to remember is the way of training. Start training slow. Put attention to what you're doing. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt the other partner you're working with. Use common sense. Think first, do later. Watch at the exercises. Watch what the instructors, what the trainees are doing in the exercises, and then follow up stage by stage. Again, remember, use your common sense and train gradually, elevating slowly the speed and strength of the attack.